or repetitive injury from any of the playing I've done in the last past year. My posture is good. I love that. I know not everybody likes seats like that. They're not necessarily everybody's cup of tea, but if you can get used to them, especially if you're an older person, I highly recommend that because it's like it saves your back. It always kind of encourages you to have perfect posture. It's like your back is always where it's supposed to be. You can set the lumbar support wherever you want, right? So I don't know how people can sit on a little pad. If you're 20, I get it, but yeah, I think my seat height's good. My leg height is comfortable. My pedal, bringing that in. And what I'm doing for myself is when I move the kit around, like I've set up this a while back, and I tried different setups I'll try a different setup for a week or two. And this is the one that I think is the most stress-free to play. Right. So the next drum kit, like I said, I'm going to have shallow toms and smaller bass drums. And yeah, I'm going to have to. Will I ever get rid of this kit? I don't know, guys. Look at it. I mean, it's so gorgeous. If you are interested in this kit, it is a limited edition. I don't know if it's just up here in Canada. That Long and McQuaid has about 10 or 15 of them left in stock. I know there's one in the Ottawa store. It seems like they've been selling in the Ottawa store pretty quick. So get them while you can. They're a great price, 4-piece kit. They're a good sounding kit. I can't wait to get the new skins on them. A lot of fun to play, but they are... this is probably going to be the most ergonomic way to set it up. Again, the 14-inch snare, I love the sound of it. What I'm probably going to do is if I get the upgrade of the Gibraltar stand that I'm going to get where it has it's called the Stealth rack. It's not, I don't need the hoop as much. I might get the hoop eventually, but I'm going to get the Stealth rack with the snare stand, and I'll keep that snare stand. I can put that snare on the other side of the hi-hat. So I'll have the big heavy snare, and then I'm going to put a 12-inch snare right in the middle there so I can bring things in even closer and cozier and more relaxed, right? It's all about how relaxed you can play. And then maybe after I upgrade the cymbals, the skins, the snare, the hi-hats, get the mic kit. After that, I might focus on, there's no rush to get another. Like if this is the only drum kit I ever have in my life, this is the only drum kit I've ever bought so far. Need not want. I mean, again, look at this thing. It's just gorgeous. So if I ever get another drum kit, yes, it's going to be a more compact kit with a 20-inch. But that said, I can live with this for the rest of my life and I'd be happy. Just the way it is. But I do want to get more cymbals this year, at least 2 or 3. Splash, Crash, and Ride is kind of, I've already got the Ride, but I want a nice China Ride, maybe a bigger 24-inch Ride, something right here to look really cool. And then on this, I'd probably put the China and then put a upside down Crash on there or something, or a Splash, sorry, just right there. So I'm not going to go too crazy with the cymbals at right now, but we'll see. But then again, if I build out a spaceship drum kit at one point where I get like, a full-size rack and all that, that would be very, very cool as well. And I might custom build something like that over years. But for now, like it's just really getting, here's the tool, learn the tool, master the tool, and then everything else is just icing on the cake. So just take good care of it. And, again, it's a fantastic drum kit. I've got the hardware to, do whatever I want. I'm a blessed man. I'll just say that. So anyway, that's where I'm at for 1 year, just about. When I do it'll be on the 28th of the month when I actually do the 1 year drum playing or whatever. But yeah, there's going to be, my second year, I'll lay it out a little bit better in the future of how I'm going to learn it. So for this year, for the first year, I think I learned everything in the order that I should have learned it, the way most of the drum instructors online are saying to do it. So I did do that. But I think it really starts out with how comfortable you are playing, your kit set up. And then once you have that set up, like it really, like one thing I like, for example, is being able to get things closer so I don't have to have my booms out as much. You see, like I have my booms inside the stand, so I'm not getting them in the gut every time I walk by them. But I have to be able to reach them, right? But you could see, like on this setup here, you can reach the bell, no problem, and the center of the drum, no problem. You do have to reach a little bit for the bell, but you're not killing yourself to do it. So, but anyway, yeah. So I'll leave it at about that, and yeah, you guys can critique away as much as you want. Look, it's not about so much about me, okay? So if you have a comment, good, bad, or whatever, and I don't even care if you say, "Hey, dude, you just suck," that's fine. I have no problem with that. What I really care about is that the critiquing of it. Like I say, there was a. If you're watching, you'll know who you are. Said, "Hey, I caught a video of you from the 2 week period to now, and yeah, you've definitely improved. But here's my critique of what you're doing, and here's what I recommend." Put that down in the comments, because it's not about me. It's about the other newbies that might actually be watching these videos, saying, "Hey, you know what? I started around the same time as you, and I see how you're progressing and I'm progressing." And, people reading those comments might get something out of it very positive. So if you do that, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of bad advice on the drumming advice on the internet. Same as guitars. Like, there's a lot of bad things on there, and I'm not coming out here and saying you have to do it the way I'm doing it. What I'm telling you is, this is my results of what I'm doing. Here's what I've noticed. This is why I'm doing it this way. So again, my goal is to be as relaxed as possible while playing, so I don't develop injuries. Guys with the toms up here all end up with wrist and hand injuries. That's why you're starting to see a lot of modern metal drummers. Like, if you look at drum kits from drummers like, say, like Alex Van Halen, all these guys their drum kits are all up here. You know what I mean? Like, their toms are way high. They're on like a 45-degree angle, because they got these huge toms that really should be over here, instead of, like, this is what goes above your drum kit, not that. That's too big. You know what I mean? You're up too high, and it makes it harder to learn. Like, this is like, if you try this setup, you'll see what I mean. You're going to see a lot. The I Prevail drummer, he does some really cool videos. I couldn't name you one of their songs, but I watched some of his drum stuff when he's playing with the GoPro behind the kit and whatever. And this is the setup. You're starting to see a lot of modern metal drummers. The Elvedi drummer, who's fantastic. This is what he does. Why are they doing this? But listen to those guys. Listen to the speed those guys have. And more importantly, watch them. They look so relaxed while they're playing. Fantastic drummer. One of my favorite drummers right now is Nizo from Frozen Crown. 4-piece kit. The guy's like the Energizer Bunny. The kid is fantastic. Just, speed metal the whole way, right? And he's a jazz drummer, right? But yeah, he's really good at the metal. My favorite female drummer right now is Eleni Nota. She's fantastic. She uses the same kit. She uses the purple and the Night Skyburst version of this. I don't know what pedals she's using, or exactly what cymbals or what skins she's using, or anything like that. But she basically has a 4-piece kit. That's it. Listen to that girl play. That tiny, big sounds coming out of that tiny little woman. It's very impressive, very impressive. But look how they play. They're very relaxed. They're. I'm sure, like anybody, you will develop. Like, one thing about my practice routines is I usually don't play more than 15 minutes at a time. So I don't do 3 hours of practice. I wouldn't do that over. Like, even if I could practice as much as I want, I keep my practicing short. I do it the same with the guitars. It's not hours and hours of playing, because two things. Number one, you start noodling. Number two, you you start working on something specific for 15 minutes, and then you go away from it. It's in your head. You start working on something for hours. You lose your attention span. That's very important that I bring this up, is that you lose your attention span. You just start noodling and you don't progress, right? So you're better off to do shorter, like 3 15-minute versions a day of playing. And then once you get something down really good, and then you have one thing I think is really, really awesome for guitar, bass, drums, whatever, is learn a bunch of songs. Okay, if you have to write them out, do whatever you do. Practice an entire set list, right? Because you'll work everything. And then, let's say it's a 3-hour set list. You practice your entire 3-hour set list, okay? You done that, okay? There. Now, maybe take the next day off, or only play maybe 15 minutes the next day. Do that maybe once a week, once a month, whatever. Now, if you're playing gigs, that's the difference. You'll be playing all the time, but you have to learn how to rest your body too. So that's something I also understand as a beginner, is not to develop bad habits of overdoing it right from the beginning. I can't stress that enough. Uh, the more experienced drummers will tell you that, like, you sit there and you want to play 4 hours straight, but all you're doing is starting to build, carpal tunnel and tendonitis and, tennis elbow and all these things. And you don't want that. Right. So, but anyway, I'll leave it at about that. So, got lots more to say about this, but, we'll see how we do in year 2 with this thing. And, for anybody else learning, follow the journey, enjoy it and, put your 2 cents in. There you go. Anyway, have yourselves a great day.